Hello everyone, I'm Julia Austin, the Violence Prevention Coordinator and Advocate for Hands of Hope Resource Center in Todd and Morrison County. You can find us on our social media sites, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, our blog, and YouTube to connect with us. All can be found simply by searching Hands of Hope Resource Center or going to the description below to find the links. You can also find us on our website, handsofhope.net. We are going to now jump right into our topic for the day, which is 6 ways to communicate better in your relationships. So let's get started. I'm sure you've all heard this saying before. Communication is the key to any relationship. It sounds cliche, but it's so true. I think it's really easy to tell people that communication is important in a healthy relationship, but it's not as easy to explain how to communicate. And if we've never really been taught how to use this key, then we'll never be able to open that door to healthy communication, which is why today I am here to tell you a definition for communication and be able to understand how to use these tips to communicate better in our relationships. So for communication, it is defined as a lot of different things, but my favorite definition includes the successful conveying or sharing of ideas and feelings. I'll admit, I love to talk, and I think I'm a great talker, but I also have to be an equally great listener in order to be a great communicator. Communication is overall about expressing yourself in a healthy way. We must listen to our partners. We must really hear and absorb what they are saying in order to have a healthy communication in a relationship. Our first tip is to ask open-ended questions. Communication is not just about talking about each other's day and saying what you had to eat, or just having those simple day-to-day conversations. It's about being able to dig deeper and get to know this person as well as you can. It's not always easy to dig deep, especially for those who have never felt comfortable talking about their feelings. And it's also important to know that it's not necessary to make every conversation a heart-to-heart, but it is important to have these open-ended questions and conversations with people to build a stronger relationship overall. The second tip is picking up on nonverbal cues. If your friend says my day was fine, but their tone sounds maybe upset or angry or sad, then there may be something more to their feelings, but they're not ready to communicate it yet. Communication is not just about the words that we use, but how we use them and how our actions show in our gestures. Our tone and our attitude give away a lot more than just the words that we're using from our mouths. And it's honestly a really great skill to be able to pick up on those nonverbal cues. Maybe you could just look at your friend or your parents or your teacher and look at their facial expressions, their hands. Are they trembling? Are they fidgeting? What is their body language saying? Are they making eye contact with you? Are they crossing their arms? And really listen to their tone of voice, because then you can pick up on some of these nonverbal cues and make kind of an idea of what the situation is and how you can approach it. The third tip is don't try to read people's minds. I know it's something that we all would love to be able to do, but sometimes you can just tell by looking at someone what they are feeling. It's not always easy to do this, and let's face it, as much as we want to be mind readers, we aren't, and we shouldn't be, and we shouldn't have to be. So if you're not sure what partner is feeling, just ask them. Be open with them. If you're the one holding things in and expecting your partner to read your mind, take a moment to appreciate the fact that your partner is making an effort by asking you what's going on rather than ignoring the problem. Do your best to let them know how you're feeling when you're ready to open up about it. The fourth tip is understanding that conversations are a two-way street. As you communicate with your partner, take note how many times you say I, you, or we. If the conversation is mostly about yourself, it's not really a conversation. Remember to make sure that you turn the conversation back to your friend and ask them questions about how they feel, what their thoughts are, and what's going on really with them. If you find that you're saying you a lot, maybe the context needs to be changed because it could sound like you're pointing fingers or trying to blame someone for something. Relationships are about both people, and each should have an equally amount to say about the things that you're talking about. Both people need to be able to feel heard and be able to share what's on their mind. The fifth tip is really to just set aside time to talk. I know we all have really busy schedules, but we just gotta set aside maybe a half an hour in our day or in our week to be able to have those important conversations with our friends, to maybe vent, share how we're feeling, or just maybe have some advice with them. This is just really important because it builds a stronger relationship overall, but it also allows us to relieve some stress and allow us to reflect on what is going on in our lives. The sixth and final tip that we're going to be talking about today is to just let your friend or partner know what you need from them. Like I said before, none of us are mind readers, so we got to be clear and concise about what we're saying through our communication. This could be like a conversation, maybe you're just needing to vent to someone, maybe you're seeking out advice, or maybe you want someone to listen to you so that you can know that your feelings are being validated. All of these are really important situations and conversations to have, but it's also really crucial to make sure that you're direct and concise about what you're saying so that you can alleviate any stress or miscommunication that might be brought up in these conversations. And just by letting your partner or your friend know ahead of time that you want to have these conversations, it can prevent those unnecessary disagreements brought up by any miscommunication that could be happening. So today we learned that communication is a skill. Overall, communication is something that we all have the ability to develop and we all have the ability to improve in. We must work together with our partner, our friends, to figure out how we can maintain this healthy communication overall so that we're all on the same page. This can be through being honest with your partner or your friend. Just be direct, be kind, and just be as thoughtful as you possibly can. I just want to thank all of you for being here today with me and watching this. And don't forget to subscribe and check out all of our social media accounts down below. We'd love to collaborate, connect, and support each other. Have a great day.